Games, the final frontier. This is the voyage of the gamer, to boldly find the controllers many have forgotten, and enlighten the others that would soon dismiss their existence. We've been around the virtual world and back again to tell you of 7 of the weirdest, coolest, rarest game controllers life has to offer. If you love the idea of bowling alleys but are afraid of the weirdos who hang out there,
long time, no see.
Boy, have we got the periph for you. The Wii Bowling Ball controller is the only controller that you put your Wii controller inside of, and then your, Wii controller looks like a bowling ball. It's basically a case for your controller.
That's still very good.
Some controllers on this list are only good for one game. This controller is only good for 20% of one game, because you can only use it for the Wii Bowling portion of Wii Sports. The trouble with this controller, aside that it does nothing, is that there was a temptation to throw it, as it is a ball after all, and many kids believed that their TVs were portals into other dimensions, just like the portraits in Super Mario 64.
Watch and learn, my friends.
So why would you buy it? We believe you'd buy the Wii Bowling Ball for the same reason you'd buy a mechanical fish that sings when you walk by it.
Isn't this something?
If you can articulate that reason, friendos, you will understand the conception, creation, and buying of the Wii Bowling Ball. For the rest of ya, see you at the bowling alleys.
It's kind of intimidating to be in the presence of so many great athletes.
For gamers that may not be able to use controllers because of physical disabilities, but still want to feel the thrill of competition, Nintendo made the hands-free controller for the NES. Gamers blew and sucked into a straw to give it commands. Blowing was A, sucking was B, and a chin-mounted D-pad was for moving around. This opened up doors for a wider audience so the Nintendo fun could be enjoyed by anyone. And also made for a neat challenge for gamers who have been there and done that. You can't really find one for sale anywhere, but there was a rumor that the last one seen on an auction block was on sale on eBay for $3,000. Ouch. This is a really cool idea that gives access to something that a lot of us gamers take for granted. We all have different fantasies in life. For those of us that want to drive a train alongside Superman, or save a runaway train and be a hero.
Hit it again! No!
There's the RailDriver controller. This heavy Betty promises to make you feel like you're driving a train.
Right, brakes released. Throttle up.
Not a computer. To be fair, driving a train with a keyboard just doesn't feel the way God intended, as pressing a spacebar to make a train go just isn't all that intuitive. This PC peripheral was $200 when it came out, and more like 300 bones now. It's got 30 buttons, 4 levers, a ton of switches, and you know we love hitting switches. No, not those switches. No, not those either. No.
Really?
No. Yes, that's it. This thing works best with Train Sim World 1 and 2, and frankly, after knowing the RailDriver exists, I wouldn't want to play these games any other way. I wish they'd make something like this for Flight Simulator. For mech warrior fetishists and hardcore gamers that want a new challenge or experience, the original Xbox had Steel Battalion. This game must be played with this specialty controller. It was $200 when it came out in 2002, which in today's dollars, plus inflation, plus scarcity, would be about...
You won't.
$360? This is the biggest and most hard-to-the-core item on this list. You've practically got to go to military school to learn how to use it, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually a pretty fun acquired taste. This controller is the game, and the game is the controller, and the controller only works with this game. It's a considerable investment in terms of dollars and in terms of storage, as this piece of machinery needs a closet of its own to go into when not in use. It's got 40 buttons, a ton of switches, 3 pedals, gas, brake, and rocket dash. It's got some buttons that blink when you've got to push them. The eject button is under a protective plastic cover and adds to the drama with its clickiness. Its 2 side sticks and 5-gear throttle with a reverse option are a marvel to look at and really round out this big and heavy, making it a true home arcade experience.
This is Oscar 3 to Oregon.
There was the sequel, Steel Battalion Heavy Armor, on the Xbox 360 Kinect, where you had to mime the driving.
Put both hands forward to sit back.
But nothing compares to the Xbox original. Seek out this rare gem to have a one-of-a-kind video game experience and get as close as you might ever get to being in Pacific Rim. Hopes were sky high when this thing came out, as we all thought we were gonna get extreme, kicking and pushing our way into a palm tree-filled endless summer, all from the comfort of our homes. Unfortunately, Tony Hawk's Ride Skateboard created a low point in the saga of Tony Hawk games, one of the greatest fun givers of the late 90s and early 2000s. The poor suckers who bought this puppy complained that it didn't work and was extremely unresponsive, and that made Tony Hawk Ride practically useless. It was a cool idea though, doing ollies and tricking off half-pipes in your living room without the danger of breaking your neck. You can understand the appeal of wanting to have the SoCal experience in any living room in the world any time of the year. The strange thing about this full-body gamepad is that you can actually use it with other games. YouTuber Basically Homeless used it to play Apex Legends. If they re-released this for the 9th gen consoles, I'd give it another shot. Playing with chainsaws in real life can leave you seriously injured if you don't know what you're doing. So for your inner maniac, playing with Newbie's RE4 controller was supposed to be a dream come true for GameCubers. It was a nutso thing, but also an attractive thing. It's not all that wonderful of a controller, as like Big League Chew, the fun wears off after a few minutes.
You know what I haven't had in a while? Big League Chew.
But it is a great looking controller. And hey, this is something that the Doom players of the early 90s would have killed for. Use this while waiting for Resident Evil 8 Village to drop. If you poured out a DVD from a Kellogg's cereal and it was The Mask and you watched it and the musical number with the maracas was your favorite part, my oh my do we have a periph for you. The Sega Dreamcast's Samba de Amigo game is a cult classic. It's a super fun adaptation of an arcade game and is ultra accessible, and you can use it in tandem with a set of maracas and the dance floor mat sensor to get the full experience. The maracas complement the game perfectly. They're a good weight, and you can even use them as normal maracas. They are a rarity, but you can get a pair for $150 these days, and you can even end up forking out up to $750 for the whole kit with the mat. Yikes! But that's the price you pay for a game so inclusive, even a monkey can play it with you. This list could have gone up to 50, with the Wu-Tang controller, the PS2's Paradox, the NES's U-Force, the Phantasy Star Online GameCube controller, the, Trance Vibrator, and the Sega Genesis Mortal Kombat control pad. And that's control with a K, by the way.